This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
Oil prices were broadly steady on Wednesday, as concerns that conflict may spread in the Middle East and threaten production in one of the world's major regions for crude production eased slightly. Brent crude futures slipped 10 cents, or 0.1%, to $80.59 a barrel by 10:57 GMT. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were down 19 cents, or 0.2%, to $78.16 per barrel. After hitting a 7-month low of $76.30 at the beginning of last week, Brent rose more than 3% on Monday to cap a 5-day run of gains, closing at $82.30 a barrel.
An oil production breakthrough that producers say can safely tap ultra-high pressure fields could put up to 5 billion barrels of previously inaccessible crude into production, analysts said. Chevron on Monday disclosed it had pumped first oil from a field at 20,000 pounds per square inch pressures, a third greater than any prior well. Its $5.7 billion Anchor project employs specially designed equipment from NOV, Drillquip and drillships from Transocean. The number 2 U.S. oil firm began pumping from the first Anchor well on Sunday, with the second already drilled and close to being ready to turn on, said Bruce Niemeyer, head of America's Oil Exploration and Production.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Global jet fuel demand is poised to soften as a slowdown in consumer spending hits travel budgets, a shift that could weigh on oil prices in the months ahead. Global oil demand has struggled to meet expectations in the first half of the year due to weaker than forecast consumption in the United States and China, the top 2 oil markets. Jet fuel makes up about 7% of global oil demand and was widely expected to be one of the pillars of growth this year as travel continues to rebound from the pandemic.
Russia's seaborne oil product exports in July rose to 9.289 million metric tons, up 1.1% month-on-month, data from industry sources and Reuters calculations showed. Russia's offline primary oil refining capacity for July at 2.5 million tons was below June's level by some 44%, according to Reuters calculations based on data from industry sources. Total oil product exports via the Baltic ports of Primorsk, Vysotsek, St. Petersburg and Ust-Luga in July fell by 4.6% on a daily basis versus the previous month to 5.034 million tons, data from market sources showed. Next, we have the top news in metal markets. All Brazilian gold imports by Germany and 71% by Italy come from areas of the Amazon where illegal mining is rampant, a think tank said on Tuesday, calling for increased European scrutiny. All 1.3 tons, 2,866 lb, of gold that Germany imported from Brazil in 2023 came from the state of Amazonas, a study by São Paulo-based Instituto Escolias using government data showed. Italy imported 356 kilograms, 784.85 pounds, of Brazilian gold last year, including 254 kilograms from the states of Pará and São Paulo, said the report called Europe's Risky Gold.
Copper prices climbed on Wednesday on optimism about the potential for U.S. interest rate cuts and after a strike hit the world's biggest copper mine. Persistent worries about China's struggling economy, however, capped gains. 3-month copper on the London Metal Exchange gained 0.5% to $9,006 per metric ton in official open outcry trading, while the September copper contract on the Shanghai Futures Exchange lost 0.7% at 72,010 yuan, $10,073.30 a ton.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
India's palm oil and soy oil imports surged to their highest levels in about a year in July, as refiners increased purchases for upcoming festivals amid a correction in prices, a leading trade body said on Wednesday. Higher palm oil purchases by the world's biggest importer of vegetable oils will bring down inventories in top producers Indonesia and Malaysia and support benchmark futures, which are trading near their lowest level in 7 months. India's palm oil imports rose more than 37% in July from the previous month to about 1.1 million metric tons, the highest since August 2023 and in line with traders' estimates, the Solvent Extractors Association of India said.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.